Hi, my name is Mooney and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be just getting right into it. We're going to be crocheting the Lacy cardigan. Now, I want to give you my completely honest review. And to start off with a disclaimer, I have partially crocheted this project on two separate occasions. So to give you guys the backstory, essentially, the first time I crocheted it, I used a yarn weight that was too heavy and didn't like the color, knew I was never going to wear it, and it wasn't the right size. So I ended up completely frogging that project and starting over. Now, when I started over, I did the right thing, which was use the right weight of yarn. However, I didn't have enough of it. So then I had to frog it again. So that's why we're here right now. And I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I've always wanted to kind of participate in the fiber arts more than just, a few TikTok videos every now and then. And my wonderful, wonderful husband encouraged me to create the YouTube channel. So you guys are going to come along with me while I review patterns, maybe make some. We'll see. I have a couple of possible patterns in work. And yeah, so let's kind of move forward. So this is our newest addition. We got him for our son's second birthday. This is Boss. We call him Boss Dog. He is a mini wiener dog. Aren't you? He's just an itty bitty boy. We've had him for over a month now, and he is just the sweetest thing in the world. So if we hear the pitter patter, he's chasing our poor middle-aged cats. Now, in terms of color and material, so on and so forth, I'm going to be trying to follow the instructions as closely as possible. I'm also going to be making the cardigan in a slightly larger size than what I would typically wear it in, just because I like baggier stuff. So, or typically what is recommended in the instructions, let's be clear, I like baggier clothes when it comes to that kind of thing. So I will be making it slightly bigger. We are going to be using this really nice low pill cotton yarn by Yarn Bee. Yes. This is the tan color. I don't have the labels on these because I actually was using them for a different project that I ended up not needing all of the yarn for. So I have what should be essentially enough to complete an entire Lacy blue cardigan. We'll see. Is it good? This is going to be a take 3? I really hope not. I'm going to be using this totally off-brand crochet hook, which says it's a G. For future reference, I don't like using the US chart. I will most likely be using the millimeter chart. I also, of course, have some stitch markers. In this case, I have tons all over the place, so we're just using what we have on hand. You're going to need scissors and a tape measure, so on and so forth. Follow your pattern's instructions to whatever you need. So let's go ahead and get started with crocheting this piece. I'm sitting right next to the AC, so it's probably really loud, and I'm not using the microphone. I apologize. It's getting late. I did my chain and the first row. Now I'm a little bit worried because I know that this will get bigger when I block it. So I might have made it too big. I don't know. In the instructions it says she does a chain 60 and then it's divisibles by 12. So, and I just added 12 more. So I had done a chain of 72. And yeah, I think her measurements are like medium large, and that's kind of like where I'm at, but I wanted it slightly oversized, so we're going with it. It is the span of my shoulders. Worst comes to worst, maybe I can shrink it by putting it on hot in the wash. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, this is what I got so far, and I will come back once I have made more progress. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more quiet. Update. This is how much I have. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 of the little repeats. You can see them right here. I worked on this for about 2 hours, I think. It's looking really good. I'm really excited. There's like a couple of things you can do with it. You can turn it into a short sleeve. You can do ties instead of buttons, and you can have a high neck and low neck. I think I'm going to complete the back and then decide if I'm going to do short sleeves or long sleeves or do the high and low neck. I'm probably going to do the low neck with long sleeves, but I was just looking at the lookbook, and there's one that like is a similar color, but she did a short sleeve and it looks really cute. I don't know if I would wear it like that. Anyways, this is what we have working so far. I will give you an update when the back is completed and I've decided on how we're gonna move forward. Hopefully you're not picking up the background sounds. If you are, my toddler's in here with me and is refusing to go play in his own room. It is currently 6:46. My last clip was from like 7 in the morning. And I got a lot done. I literally spent probably like 5 hours crocheting. So compared to what we had before, this is quite a bit. Now, I will say I got a little bit ahead of myself and didn't stop where I said I was going to stop because I was just like in the groove of it. And I was just like compelled to keep going. So this is what I have. I have stitch markers to like keep them in place because I was doing that so to measure. But essentially, I did one side, which is front left, and it does really good. I chose to do the lower neckline, the wide neckline, because I thought it would go really better. And I think I'm actually going to do long sleeves on this, and I am going to do ties instead of buttons. Now I do have buttons in case I change my mind. In terms of working time, this is worked up fairly quickly. Granted, I've been really consistent with working on it and crocheting it and getting it done because I want to get it done in enough time for me to still be able to wear it before I like get too big. So yeah, I think I can get this other side done tonight, and then I'll probably call that for today and then start working on the sleeves tomorrow or the join. So when in the beginning of this video, when I was making this, I was like, I think this is going to be too big. I want it to be oversized. Now I'm like, did I make it oversized enough? Or is the person that made this project just like really small? I don't know. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm worried that it's going to be too small. I really hope it's not. I mean, if it is, like, I can like give it to my little sister, and I'm sure my little sister will wear it. Because she likes wearing the stuff that I make. But also, like, it's gonna block. Like, I haven't blocked it out. This is pre-blocked, of course. Like, I will try to get some. I'm just, oh, honey, no. Why would you do that? Awesome. It is currently 8:41, which is really late for me. because I am what we call a day shifter that works from like 5 in the morning to like 1:30. So anyways, update. This is my cute little bag. I got it at a convention. I currently have 2 projects in here. One of them is from the clip you saw before. It is the unicorn tapestry. Now, unfortunately, I haven't really recorded much of me making this. I had originally planned on this being my first video, but it's just like super time consuming, and I wanted a few things that are just a lot more easy to get done and out of the way. So I chose the Lacy Lou cardigan instead. For my Lacy Lou cardigan, we're coming along really, really well. I was able to get quite a bit done today. So this is what I have. It's like literally a cardigan. I don't know how else to describe it. It's getting there. It looks really good. I did front and back. So the pattern tells you to work the side seaming as soon as you're done like making the panel. I decided I didn't want to do that, so I cut off on the first side and then I immediately started making the panel for the second size. And the reason I did that was because if I changed my mind on the length, or if I well, like while doing the armholes, I could like put it on and actually compare both sides. So that's what I did. I put it on and I like used stitch markers to like hold it together to figure out like where I want my armholes. And I'll just put it on really quick to show you guys. Ugh. So this is where we're at. I don't know. I'm like worried that it's not big enough. I don't. We'll see. Like I think it will be, because like the shaping's here and it will like it'll have seaming, but I don't know. I'm worried that it will be too small, even though I went up a size compared to last time. And I followed the instructions, like measured half my bust. So we will see how this goes. I'm gonna have to call it for tonight. I know I didn't get as much done as I did yesterday, but today has been one of those days where I haven't really been feeling very good. So I just needed like relax, decompress, and watch anime. All right, ready? Can mommy sit there? Yeah? Can I sit there? Hi everyone. Update. There really is not much of a progress update, other than I deep cleaned my house and started a different project from the Lacy Lou cardigan to make my son a hat with leftover yarn that I had. Yeah, it's not really an update. We're gonna get started on finishing up the Lacy Lou cardigan, at least seaming the sides and starting a sleeve. So, okay, we are checking in on the sleeves for the Lacy Lou cardigan. I am currently working on the first sleeve, and I have some stuff. Okay, this is how much working yarn I have left. And I'm like halfway through the sleeve. So I'm definitely gonna need more. I bought the recommended amount I had the recommended amount. I didn't buy it, but because I'm using stuff in my stash, but I had the recommended amount for this project. So I don't know if it's maybe my intention. I don't think it's my intention, but I'm definitely not gonna have enough. And I really didn't want to buy more yarn, because the whole point of this project was to stash bust and get rid of yarn that was already in my stash. So yeah, anyways, this is what she's looking like right now. She's definitely looking like something. This is obviously the side I'm working on, the sleeve. Now this is my issue, the sleeve. I feel like it's looks really big, and I did 96 stitches around because it tells you to do multiples of 12. So this is what I did. I tried to be very loose, not overly generous with the stitches. And yeah, this is what we're working with. I did make the, like, this part a little bit wider than necessary because I don't like this shirt is fine, but if I'm wearing like a sweater, a cardigan of some kind, I don't like it to be super tight. So I'll just go ahead and put it on. I haven't seamed this side up because once again, I'm waiting to seam this side for when I go and make the sleeve. So here we are. That's what we're looking like. As you can see, the sleeve is definitely big. And like this feels small. That's my other concern. I sized up, but this feels really small. So I'm definitely concerned, especially because I do this and it does that. So this is the 360. Of how we're looking so far. I don't know. And I'm not feeling 100% confident. Now, it's not going to be the end of the world or anything, but it'd be a little disappointing if I like make this and I can't wear it. And yeah, these sleeves are definitely really big. And I feel like it looks a little weird. Don't mind my belly bump. I feel like it looks weird. I'm sure it'll look a little bit better like once it's like fully down. But I'm not quite satisfied. I'm going to keep working on this when I can and as I can. There's not really a lot I can do if I run out other than like buy more and hopefully it color matches. I already checked my stash. I don't have this. I have this brand. I don't have this color. I have other tan yarns, but unfortunately they're just too different in like texture and stuff, or they're slightly off color from this that I couldn't just supplement, which also really sucks. Okay, I gotta make this quick because my mic is gonna die. But it has been about an hour since I recorded the last clip. And this is how much sleeve we've got. So I think we did like that much. But yeah, I literally don't have any more. So we're just gonna do a quick try on again. Yeah, definitely have more because like before is like here, but and it's like looks fine for the most part. Definitely don't want a 2/4 sleeve though. And so we're definitely gonna have to go buy more yarn. Hopefully I will have an update soon about the Lacy Lou cardigan. Okay, we have an official update for the Lacy Lou cardigan project. Also, yes, I know there's like a big shade mark. It's because I have my visor up and the sun is literally directly coming into my face. But anyways, so it is currently 7:46 a.m. very early. I have a doctor's appointment to check on little man. So that's what we're doing. I was able to get another skein. I had to wait. I went into Hobby Lobby probably like 4 or 5 times looking just for this, and I went to 2 different locations. I went to the one in Everett, and then I went to the one closest to my house, and it wasn't until recently that I was able to find it. But anyways, I finished this one of the sleeves, and so it doesn't go all the way to my wrist. There's like this, about this much gapping, but I think when I block it, it will stretch out a little bit. And I think I might do some, like, not like the cuff in the pattern, but just like a regular, like, double crochet all the way around. And then I'm so upset with myself. So I put this little red stitch marker here. I got almost all the way done with this sleeve. And then I was doing, like, you know, comparing the lengths. I was like, okay, well, like, is it almost there? And it was like 4 or 5 rows away from being there. And I was like, it's not, the pattern isn't lining up. And then I found out I had skipped a row. So that's why the pattern wasn't lining up. And I was sitting there during D&D, like, making this, thinking, okay, it's not super noticeable because I clearly didn't notice it. And I had, like, worked, like, this much. And it was 4 rows away from being done. It's clearly not noticeable, so I can either just keep going and hope that it still looks fine. Really, there's, like, you can't tell. Or I could make it the right way and undid it. And typically, I'm one of those people that's like, like, it's for me, it's not for somebody else, like, that. But I told myself if this didn't fit, I was going to give it to my little sister. So I undid it. Because if this is going to end up being a gift for somebody, I don't want it to have mistakes. So I have 2.5 motifs. That's what they're called in the pattern. About 2.5 motifs before the sleeves are done. And each motif is like 5 rows. So it's like more like 12, 13, 12, 14 rows. I have 14 rows left. So that is awesome. Update. I finished the sleeves on the cardigan, and I have the edge and the ties to do, and then that is it. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like how the pattern tells you how to do it, because you do the bottom and then you do like the up and down and then you do the neck, instead of like starting from one corner, you know, and like working your way around, which I think would be a little bit more proactive. But I'm going to try to follow the pattern. This is what she's looking like. Look at that. So I did stop short on the sleeves. I think I might have mentioned that in another clip, just because, like, look at that stretch. Like, yeah. If you know, you know. So I don't think I need to do too much more. The sun is shining bright like a colorful aurora. It paints the world in hues of orange and white and more. I'm gonna start packing my bag. I'm leaving all worries behind. Let's go, I need to get my own. Okay, I finished the cardigan and I weaved in the ends. As you can see, the sleeves are short. And I only did one tie. One thing I will say is it feels really tight, obviously. Like, the seam is here. I'm wearing it inside out. Anyways, the seam is right here, and mind you, I am like pregnant, but I'm a little bit worried. I did 3 motifs here on both sides, and I upsized the pattern by 1 because I am typically a small/medium. I prefer to wear the medium because the medium's a little bit more loose, and this is definitely not giving medium. And I used a DK weight yarn in the recommended hook size, so I'm not really sure what went wrong there. However, I do, for the most part, like this pattern, and I will definitely make it again, depending upon how it blocks out. This is me holding it up. This is what it looks like. It looks pretty much like a cardigan. And I will say, like, for not blocking it, it's still very drapey, but we're gonna go ahead and block it. Okay guys, quick outro for this one. As you can see, the cardigan is finished. I either put a clip before or I'll put a clip after this of the full view of the cardigan. Overall, I enjoyed making this project. I definitely think this is a really great like stash busting project. I think the things that I would change is upsizing my hook, because this was a DK weight yarn. I would 100% upsizing from a 5mm hook to either a 6 or a 7. I know it's going to be loose, but I think that it would just make it go a lot faster, and if you do have to rework any aspects of the project, it will be fairly easy to rework. One thing I would like to do for next time, if I do ever make it again, which I'm pretty sure I will, is this paneling here and the back paneling. I think I would want to upsize 2 motifs, so 2 of these on the back panel, which would add 2 more, one on this side, one on this side. I think, yeah, and then there is an option to add like another tie. I just, with the way that this kind of laid and finished out, it wasn't really possible to do that without like being overstuffed, you know. I do also really love the bell sleeves. I think they're really gorgeous and fun, and I'm really glad I stopped where I did because they were pretty short. It was definitely like a trust the process thing, and I'm really glad I did. It actually ended up quite a bit longer than I had anticipated, which is fine. I do feel like you can tell ever so slightly the difference. This is a little bit darker, this is a little lighter. But it's really not that big of a deal. I've already gotten tons of compliments on this. I actually finished this like a week ago. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Really love the cardigan. Totally recommend doing it. Anyways, if you like this video, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment below what you think, what patterns you're working on, or what patterns you would like to see me work on. I do have another video hopefully coming up at the end of this month. We will see, of knitting the Flora vest. So that will be interesting. So stay tuned for the Flora vest. And I will see you guys in the next video. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good job. Okay. Jeez. What? It's Mommy's bag. Oh. Alright. You're gonna get it? Light. Mommy have. You want one? There you go.